You've lost your job, the panic sets in, your stomach drops, you're getting hot flushes, and your first thought is, what the hell am I going to do now? How am I going to get through this? How am I going to feed my family? And why did this happen to me? And now where do I go from here? In this video, I'm going to show you what to do after losing your job so you can quickly stabilize and start building new income streams as soon as possible. I'm going to show you how to deal with the panic, how to make every minute count, and how to turn your skills into problem-solving opportunities. I'll also share my top 10 business ideas that you can start today with little or no experience, and how to shift your mindset so you can recover from job loss and focus on your future instead of the past. And I know the feeling. I've been there myself, and not just once in my business career, but many times. I've lost clients when I needed them most. I've stared at my bank account wondering, how am I going to survive? But here's what you need to know. You don't have any time to waste. The longer you sit in fear, the faster the money runs out. So this is the moment to take action. So if you're hurting right now, then stay with me, as these steps helped me rebuild when I had almost nothing left, and they can help you too, no matter how bad the situation might be. My name is G-Cornell, and this channel is dedicated to helping people create their own destinies. I've been in business for 30 years, helping brands sell more of their products and services, and this has given me a very deep understanding of how to start, scale, and promote businesses effectively. But most importantly, I will show you how to cope and succeed in your journey whilst enjoying it along the way. So let's get into it. Panic and acknowledging the shock. Now, it's a bitter pill to swallow, right? For anyone that has lost their job, especially when they least expected it. The feeling that you get in your stomach, the fear that blinds your judgment, and the emptiness of what the future may hold, are all feelings that are normal, but feelings that you can control. And it doesn't matter why you lost your job, as there is no one to blame here. You need to stop asking yourself why, and you need to stop right now, this very second, as this will not help your situation at all. And I've been in this position like many times in my career, from being fired from one of my first jobs, and for nothing that was my fault. I was fired at 19 for nothing more than asking my boss for a faster computer so I could pump out the work quicker. And I thought I was doing a good job, right? As I'd be able to be more productive. But it was an innocent request, ended up backfiring, and he didn't even have the heart to fire me himself, as he asked my manager to sack me, and his reason was he didn't like a punk 19-year-old kid telling him how to run his business. And I thought, what a bloody jerk. And this left a long-lasting impression on me. I was extremely hardworking. In fact, I was putting myself through university and I needed money. I answered a job offer, for this printing company, but when I had my first interview, the job said that they needed someone full-time, right? But I was at uni during the day, so they quickly dismissed me. However, when I pointed out to them that I noticed that they ran a 24-hour operation with 3 shifts a day, I asked him if I could start at 4 p.m. and work until midnight, 5 days a week. This way, I could still go to uni, then rush to my next job and go hard for another 8 hours. I thought that showed initiative, and I was happy to work hard. And luckily, I got the job and worked hard for about a year or so. But during that time, my job became increasingly difficult because the computers were so old and slow. So I thought I could approach him and discuss ways to be more productive. But as I said, he didn't like this, so he sacked me. But my point here is this: it doesn't matter why you lost your job. All that matters is that you dust yourself off and see what you can do to get money in the door quickly. So was this the last time this happened to me? Well, it wasn't. In my business career, I found it even harder. There were times where I lost a bunch of clients at the exact moment I needed them most. And there's that panic again. The bills don't stop and suddenly you're questioning everything. But here's what I realized. Panic doesn't fix anything, but action does. So if you found yourself in this position, then stick with me, because I'm going to show you what you need to do next. Realisation. Stop wasting time. Now, there were times where I had almost no money left to keep my business alive. And I'd be lying if I was to tell you that it might never happen again, because we don't know what's around the corner, right? And it doesn't matter how experienced you get, you will still almost always get that same empty feeling in the stomach should it happen again. But now I have options. You can either sit in fear or move fast. Well, this has happened to me, and I chose to move fast. I cut expenses, I quickly searched for new clients to fill the gap, and focused on nothing more than keeping the cash coming in. And that urgency pushed me to act instead of freeze. And if I was to wait too long and wallow in fear, then I wouldn't be here today telling you about my pain. So my point here is this: you can get yourself out of this hole that you find yourself in now, right? As there's many more opportunities out there that lay ahead for you. What can you offer to solve problems? And what saved me wasn't some miracle. I simply asked myself, what problems can I solve right now? And I leaned on the skills I already had to serve businesses who needed help, and that shift from worrying about myself to focusing on others, that was my turning point. but I run my own business. And what if you're not in business and you need to simply get money in the door faster? Well, my advice to you is this, is not to start searching for another job, as this can take too much time and won't allow you to break that cycle of working for someone else. And if you stay within this mindset, you'll only be going down the same track as before. You will have to search for jobs, then you'll need to apply, then you need to go for job interviews, and then only wait to see if you were successful or not. So my advice to you is to start your own little business and create your own destiny. And in order to break that cycle of a typical 9-to-5 job, and here are my top 10 business ideas that you can start today with little or no experience, and will certainly give you multiple opportunities to provide solutions to everyday people's problems, and they are all waiting for you in your local area. Number 1, gardening and lawn mowing. Now, take a look at your neighbours' gardens, right? And look for opportunities for homes that need their gardens done right now. And this is straightforward and high demand work in any neighbourhood that anyone can do. And more than likely, you won't even need your own equipment, right? You could knock on their doors and tell them your situation and that you would love to help them with their gardens, to keep them well maintained at very reasonable rates. And not only would you be able to get some quick wins here, but you'll also be helping them with their problems. But most importantly, if you do a good job and the client is happy, then this one-off job can turn into regular weekly or fortnightly jobs, which means reoccurring revenue, right? So there you will now have your first client and your first paid job for your new business. Number 2, garage cleanup and rubbish removal. Now, you would be surprised how quickly people's garages get filled with junk, that takes up precious space. And more often than not, garages seem so daunting for homeowners that they usually put off cleaning their garages because it might all seem too hard. But not for you, as this is another opportunity and a solution that you could provide from garages, sheds, and moving junk can provide another income stream to your new little business. And even though this service might be a one-off service, it wouldn't be long that the word would spread around the neighbourhood. So here is where you could get referral work, which is a great organic way to drive additional sales to your business. And these jobs are what homeowners are happy to outsource. Number 3, dog walking and pet sitting. And it's fair to say that animal lovers love their pets and would do absolutely anything for them, right? And it is also fair to say that pets require a lot of looking after, but these days people are time poor and would be very interested in someone who could provide a service that could help them look after their pets. From something simple as dog walking to looking after their pets whilst they may go on holidays or say away for a weekend, right? And you could provide a service that you could do in your surrounding area, and you could also even look after their pets at your own home. And this service is easy to start, requires absolutely no cost to you, and builds repeat weekly income. You would be surprised what animal lovers do for their pets. So this service in particular could be another income stream that you could add to your new business, right? And an income stream that is well paid and requires no experience or outlay to you whatsoever. Number 4, odd jobs and handyman tasks. Now, here is where it gets interesting, right? If you are handy in any way, then you could provide services from painting, small repairs, furniture fixes, or moving help to anyone in your local area. And again, these are services that you could provide at no cost to you. You could also post your services on localized trade platforms like Airtasker, Gumtree, or local notice boards. And you could offer, reasonably priced services that could complement some of your other services I've already mentioned. So you can now start to see that this new business is starting to build and get traction. But notice, these services can all be done in your local area, so you wouldn't need to travel, and you could start being known in your area as the go-to person who gets stuff done in your local community. Number 5, cleaning services. Now, cleaning a home or office is something that constantly needs doing, and people are often time poor and happy to pay for these services if the prices are reasonable and can help them keep their homes or offices clean and well kept, right? And not only is the pay immediate, these jobs can grow into regular contracts, which will increase your recurring revenue and add another income stream to your new business. And all you need to do is simply turn up and start cleaning, and you could probably even use their own equipment, so there will be no cost to you for you to get started. Now, I just want to pause for a second just to ask you for a small favor. If you feel my content is resonating with you in any way, and if you're feeling like you have no way out and the world is crashing down around you, then please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this to help you on your journey. Number 6, Uber driving or Uber Eats delivery. In my opinion, this is a sector of the market which has been widely accepted by people. And how many times do you now see or call an Uber driver just to come and pick you up? Or even an Uber to pick up your takeaway food so you don't have to leave your home? Well, pretty much all the time, right? And you see that from everyone, motorbikes or cars, so if you have a mode of transport, then you are well on your way to getting started. In addition to that, All you have to do is set up an account and you are instantly making money without the stress or having to worry about, promoting yourself. So for me, this service is an absolute no-brainer. Number 7, decluttering and organisational help. And it takes no time for our homes to get messy and cluttered with stuff that we simply don't need anymore, from kids' toys to bikes and a heap of other stuff that was once important in our lives, but now await their fate taking up precious space in our homes. From organising wardrobes, kitchens, bedrooms, toy rooms, the list goes on. These daunting tasks for homeowners can be a breeze for anyone looking to offer cleanup solutions to homeowners. And thanks to minimalism, right, and lifestyle trends, this could be a very lucrative service that may be hard to find for homeowners, and all it takes is a bit of ingenuity and an organised method. And again, this is a no-cost entry to market and could be a tremendous add-on service to a new growing list of services for homeowners. Number 8, furniture assembly. Flat pack services. How many times have you spent countless hours or days trying to piece together that IKEA furniture, right? Heaps, right? And guess what? Most people hate putting this stuff together, but unfortunately, everything that we buy now seems to, to require a master's degree in assembly. Well, not for you. You could offer your assembly services to homeowners and take that pain away, all for a minimal fee, but a fee that would add so much value to the homeowners' lives. And again, you could do all of this in your local neighborhood and with minimal effort or no cost to you. Number 9, social media management for small businesses. And if you are young and up to date with all the social media technology, then you could contact cafes, gyms, and a heap of other businesses who simply don't have the time to post on their social media accounts. And every business needs help with this and requires nothing more than your time and a little bit of expertise. And even simple Canva or Instagram posts can bring in $200 to $500 per client per month. And guess what? If you do a good job, then this is a service that you could provide guaranteed recurring revenue for from that business, and you can do all of this from a laptop or a smartphone. This one is a no-brainer and can add tremendous value for your clients. And lastly, but certainly not least, is my favorite and a sector of the market which I know is quite untapped and has an absolute heap of demand. Number 10, errand running and tech help for seniors. We all have parents or grandparents who are getting on in life and find it more difficult to do tasks that they once did with ease, right? And especially with the rapidly expanding technologies and the lack of customer service that the elderly were once quite used to. Helping seniors in their later years is a service that could provide tremendous opportunities to your new business. Everything from, say, grocery runs or picking up prescriptions or parcel drop-offs, mailing letters, and even setting up their phones and apps to make their lives easier. And this sector has huge demand, offers low competition, and builds trust quickly. And not only would you be helping the elderly or anyone who just can't do what they once did, you'd also be providing companionship services and security to elderly people who just want to know that they can rely on someone when they really need it. And for me, this is a sector that I think has a never-ending amount of opportunities. And from there, you could also offer them other services, as I mentioned before. Turn a negative into a positive. So by now, you can start to see the forest through the trees, right? You've dealt with the pain of losing your job and you are armed with 10 business ideas that will bring you in cash and fast, right? And all you need to do now is get cracking. But if you're really serious about turning this into a proper business, then you'll need to know how to set up a business, because now you're a business owner. And congratulations to you. Yes, I said it. You are now in business for yourself. So you can say goodbye to that 9-to-5 grind and the worry that comes with working for the man. But you're probably wondering how to get started, right? Well, here is what you need to do first. Number 1, you need to design a simple flyer that lists who you are and the solutions that you can provide to your local community. Number 2, get out there, knock on doors and introduce yourself and the services that you provide. Number 3, run some paid ads in your local area. You would be surprised, how only a very small budget will give you a massive return. Number 4, offer a discounted promotional trial for certain services to highlight your worth with the intention of getting repeat services. And number 5, offer certain services in a discounted package deal so they can experience more than one of your services. Now this will start the money coming in, but if you're serious about turning these services into like an actual business, then there's quite a few steps that you'll need to consider first. And I've made a heap of videos, on how to start a business and how to market your business. So be sure to look at the other videos on my channel, as there is heaps of really good content that will help you succeed. Look to the future and don't look back. If I kept looking back at the clients I lost, or if I let my first boss dictate how my future would be determined, then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I'd still be stuck. Instead, I treat it as a reset button. The truth is, losing a job or clients doesn't define you, right? But how you respond does. And that mindset shift was what set me up to build something stronger. And I'm here to tell you that you can do it too. Only this time, you can look to the future, which is bright and filled with opportunities that you probably would never even thought of before. So before you try to look for another job, why not start a business, just like this, as you never know what it could turn into. Now this wraps up my video today, and I hope that it gave you some clarity and motivation on how to turn a negative into a positive. And if you're stuck in the pain category right now, then don't despair, because you can do it. And leave a comment below should you wish to know what your next step should be, as I would love to help. And also please subscribe if you'd like to see, more videos like this, as I have a heap more coming. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.